Hi, it's me, Ingrid INFP, and um, I'm feeling like shit. And I'm on my period, and that's why I was so grumpy. And sometimes I just feel like strangling something. And I've been listening to Shinedown. I mean, when I listen to Shinedown and I don't feel a thing, that is that is not good. I mean, Shinedown is when I was like emo at age 15. I would listen to Shinedown. That was back when I was like really depressed and suicidal and everything. But I'm not that person anymore, so these things apparently don't make me feel anything. And it's sad because my antidepressants, I'm trying to go down on the dosage and I'm only up 25 milligrams, but I don't feel a thing. And I want to be angry and scream and break stuff and, show my anger to the world, bitterness and upset and everything. But I can't. And when I navigate the world, I have to be all pleasant and nice. And I'm not. I'm not a pleasant and nice person. Today I found out that one of the doctors at my work, at my GP clinic, suddenly got paralyzed from the waist down from some weird disease. And I was more interested in the disease than in the actual fact that a person is going to be disabled for the rest of his life. Sometimes I wonder if I have any empathy for anybody. I mean, I didn't like this guy because he was the person in charge of my residency, and he has the control about a lot of things of my work. So, in a way, I was a little bit relieved that it was him and not somebody else that I care more about, which is a shitty way to think. But that was my first thought. But my second thought was, oh, this is terrible. So I'm going to focus on that I am kind of an okay person. But it didn't help my anger that I have against everything in the world right now. So, because now instead of being angry at him, I'm angry at God or whatever. I'm angry at life. And I'm grateful that nothing has happened to me yet, but I feel this frustration, this irritation that I can't let out. I can't cry or do anything that makes this energy leave. I probably should start like exercising or something to get this out, but I don't have the energy to do that. So it's like I'm dealing with all this excess of frustration that I can't get out. And I'm listening to Shinedown, and yet that doesn't help. And Shinedown was what I always turned to when I was 15 and when I was at my most suicidal. It was Shinedown, it was Linkin Park, it was Damien Rice, more for the sad. It was Evanescence, that kind of music. Sia, what's the band called? Is it Three Doors Down? Something like that. I would listen to those kinds of angsty emo music. But I'm not that person anymore, and so it doesn't have the same, I can't reach those kinds of feelings in the same way again, and it's kind of upsetting for me because I want to be in that space right now, and I can't get to that space. So I'm just left with this monotone version of me. And it's kind of weird, you know, like the antidepressants make me more depressed, you could say. Like, they make the world a grayer place, and I don't want that. So it's this weird artificial kind of okayness that I'm not really okay with right now. And I can feel happy about things. I can feel, you know, this contentedness and happiness, and I can feel sad, you know, but it's not, the emotions aren't big enough, dramatic enough, the way that I'm used to. And I don't know if that's the only way to feel okay about the world, is to be desensitized. If that's just how my life is going to be now, my emotions are going to be flat in the same way, in order to function normally in society. And I have to just make do with the emotions that I have. Or if I deliberately get worse, you know, I don't want to get worse. But there is something lacking there when I'm thinking about my life, you know. Sometimes the point isn't to be a good, pleasant person to be around. Sometimes it is breaking walls. You have to break things in order to break walls. You have to be a little bit destructive in order to actually live, you know. You can't live in a world where you're just not touching the glass. If you want to break the glass ceiling, you have to like break it, you know. You can't just be like wearing gloves on everything you touch in order to not hurt someone or break something or take the least amount of space possible. Sometimes it's worth like all of the bad that comes with the big emotions. The big emotions are how do we know that we're living life without them, you know? It feels like the past several months have just been a blur of not remembering anything. And I was thinking also about this because I was doing my hoarding video, and I read that hoarding, that often people who are hoarders perceive their memory as worse than it actually is. And that's the reason that they want to keep all these things as mementos, because they think that they will not be able to remember life without them, and they won't be able to return to a state. And then there was somebody in the comments who said that, oh well, that sounds like autism, that you need to that you have a hard time with transitions, with change, and you need to return to the past, or try to keep a piece of the past in order to keep on with your routines and stuff. And I realized, yeah, that's what it is. I want to come back to that version of myself when I was 15, even if that was the worst period of my life. I want to be able to re-experience that. And I know that it's messed up, but I want to be able to put myself into that mind space for just a few minutes so that I can then unleash that energy and then come back to my life now. But now I can't expose those emotions to the air because they would be too much and I would do something stupid, possibly. But I know that I wouldn't do anything stupid. It's just, I guess I don't want to get stuck in the 15-year-old me brain's feelings. But I want to be able to go and visit it sometimes and then come back to my life. And that's kind of the hoarding is I want to be able to re-experience what I experienced when I looked at these objects for when I bought them or when someone gifted it to me, or the sentimental value. I want to return to the me from the past. I don't want to become the me from the past, but I want to re-experience it. And I can't if I've locked these emotions behind glass. And so yeah, apparently I have a hard time expressing anger now, and a hard time expressing upset and feeling these things, not just expressing them, feeling them too. And it's all just behind a gray cloud. Nothing is really a high spike anymore. And yeah, I don't understand. Because you'd think that my emotions would get bigger now I'm on my period, but instead it just feels like it's less. And I just want the catharsis of something, but nothing is quite feeling right. And I was talking to my patients today, and I just felt I'm not really there, I'm not really sitting with them, listening to the conversation. Well, I am, but I'm so focused in just what I'm supposed to be talking about with this patient that I'm not actually listening to the words that they're saying. I'm just sitting there with my notepad trying to get through each point that we have to get through during this meeting. I don't know if it's a TE grip or what this is. And I hope it's just a temporary thing that happens on my period and that will disappear in a few days. But it is a general feeling that I felt this past time. Even as I've been getting better, I've also been getting worse in certain aspects. I'm feeling so much better, so much more stable, and so much more socially acceptable, and so much more calm and collected and adult and self-aware and all of these, buzzwords, that's these therapy buzzwords and stuff. But I do want to be a little bit messed up sometimes, just for the relief of it, the organicness of it, of feeling is not rational. And feeling is beautiful even when it's sad, or angry, and I miss the beauty of the feelings. It just feels like these are facsimiles of what the feeling actually looks like. It's as if I went into a museum and I was expecting to look at a Van Gogh, and then it's just some Andy Warhol serial print of an approximation of a Van Gogh. It's like, okay, well, it's art, but it's not really what I consider art, It's not really what I consider beautiful or, moving, inspiring, motivating. And I don't know, I'm just in a really weird funk. And I can't explain it well. So that's why I've just been going around in circles in this video. I'm doing very well. Things are going well. And I feel really grateful for being like this anyway. But I think that what I want to do is to go down on this, stop sertraline. Actually do things that are a little bit wild to reset my life. I want to travel or start something, do something fun. Just to get myself out of this rut. I've been thinking of just spontaneously going somewhere. But the thing is, the only place I want to go is Japan, which is on the other side of the world and super expensive. So that's not really going to happen. So the only place I'm going to go to is Stockholm, which isn't that far away. And I want to do something new, but it's just my brain is not really appreciating things right now, and I don't want to book something where I'm not going to be fully present, where I'm not able to cry and express emotion and such. It's weird how what I'm describing is basically depression. But if I filled out a depression questionnaire, then I would be scoring much lower in all of the categories than I would have at the beginning of 2023. So that makes no sense, That's where maybe the autism part comes in, because a lot of people with autism have a weird presentation of different symptoms. and such. Right now it feels like I'm much hungrier than I've been before, and I feel different. I don't know where I'm going. But I want to experience life without these actually push through. I want to push through while at the same time actually living. And I can't actually live without the emotions, because they're part of who I am, you know. So yeah, this was a depressing video. I don't really know if it will resonate with anybody. Yeah, I think, weirdly enough, like, it seems like the more poised I am, the more I have ADHD symptoms, which just makes no sense. Nothing makes sense, basically. That's what this video means at this point. I don't know. I've been getting really grumpy about all sorts of things, and I try to give myself time and space, and, you know, to not be angry at people, and to be very, very pleasant and courteous with everybody. But sometimes I just wonder if I'm not supposed to be that person. I'm just someone who greets people the wrong way or whatever I do, and I don't want to alienate everybody from me and alienate myself from everybody else, but I wasn't made to just be pleasant, you know? I was made to be me, to be authentically me, in a world where being authentic is being mentally ill, basically. Where being a cog in a machine is seen as being successful. No matter what the films and the success stories say, you're only a functional member of society and successful if you're a certain way, and if you're not, then you're being creative is only accepted so far. It's only accepted in certain manners. Like, you can only be creative within the norms if you color within the lines. Going outside of that is creative, sure, but it's not you being successful in this world. And I don't know, so I've just always been weird, and maybe I should just embrace the word weird, you know? Just, I want to be functional, and I want to be kind to people and good in the world and in society, and to my friends and my family. I want to be good, but at the same time, if I can be authentically myself and a good person at the same time. I don't think I can be functional and experience my emotions to the fullest extent at the same time. I don't know. It's I don't think I'm going to get any smarter on this by talking about it. But I felt the need to say it. Because this isn't anything I can tell my friends, you know. Like, I can't tell my friends I don't want to be nice to them. Because I do want to be nice to them. It's just I think I want to go a little feral, you know. I want to I don't want to be their little pet. Like just some little person, a doormat that you just step on them. Just some subpar kind of person. But that's what it means to be sane, to be neurotypical, to be a successful and good person in this world. To be dominated by everyone. Like, what about if I want to dominate, you know? C.S. Joseph? Yeah. Well, I did get myself to tears. That was actually a good thing, because I've been trying to get myself to tears all evening. So if Shinedown doesn't make it, C.S. Joseph does. Yeah. But yeah, sometimes I want to dominate. Okay, C.S. Joseph. Sometimes I just don't want to be dominated. You know, I'll close this off by by thinking of sweet dreams. Some of them want to abuse you, some of them want to be used by you. Yeah. Anyway, this was a bad video. But it did serve its purpose, I guess. And maybe I'll feel better tomorrow. But I want to be able to experience the whole range of human emotion. And this isn't it. I want to fulfill the whole range of emotions that I can feel. And I'm not there yet. Okay. So, yeah, have a great day, everybody. I hope that you're having a better day than mine. Okay, bye guys.